Well, last week Bungie let us know about some of the champion mods that are going to be available next season, and that's really good because it gives us some focused information regarding the preparation for the Witch Queen. Well, today I'm going to run through the update from Bungie, then have a look at some of the best legendary weapons to get in preparation for the next DLC, which is only around the corner, coming in February. Well, if you're new around here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below for all the latest Destiny 2 content and turn on notifications by hitting that bell. And roughly 98% of viewers who watch This Week in Video Games aren't subscribed, so subscribe today and never miss an update. Well, first of all, let's have a look at that update from Bungie last week. So when it comes to the artifact mods themselves, we're bringing back a few perennial favourite anti-champion mods, including anti-barrier scout rifles and bows. We've also done some work to make disrupting an overload champion, which can be done this season with auto rifles and SMGs, more reliable than in previous seasons. They're also going to be highlighting the new glaive weapon archetype coming in the Witch Queen through a variety of artifact mods, and that includes an option to make your glaive the solution to unstoppable champions, and we got a few new artifact mods that will enhance some of the new weapon perks. Well, there's definitely some really good information in there, such as scout rifles getting some much needed love next season, and it looks like bows are going to continue their useful run. It's also worth noting that the exotic weapon coming with the Witch Queen is going to be a submachine gun, and that has been revealed for some time, and therefore I think we're going to have some artifact mods focused around submachine guns, as the exotic weapon with DLCs normally matches up with the artifact. And Bungie did also mention the glaive, and I think it goes without saying the glaive is going to be a really important part of the DLC, and Bungie are definitely going to be using the artifact mods and loads of other things to highlight that, and I'm sure we're probably going to get given a glaive early on in the Witch Queen. Well, that is a little bit of information about what's coming up, but without further delay, so let's dive into some of the best legendary weapons that you can get in the game right now, so you can be ready for the Witch Queen DLC. Well, first of all, we've got the MULTIMACH CCX. This one is a legendary kinetic submachine gun. It's got a lightweight frame, meaning it's got superb handling, and you move faster with the weapon equipped. For PvP, quick draw and iron grip would be really good. So iron grip massively improves the weapon stability at the cost of reload speed, and quick draw is always useful in PvP to get that weapon in your hands nice and quickly. Also, dynamic sway reduction and iron grip are really good too. For PvE, subsistence and one for all is a really good role. So one for all is where you hit 3 separate targets and increase that damage for a moderate duration, and also killing wind and kill clip is also a decent role too. So you can get the MULTIMACH CCX from Iron Banner. Well, next up we got the Whispering Slab. Again, this is a lightweight frame, meaning you can move faster with the weapon equipped. And that's really, really good, whether you're in PvP or in PvE. So it's a kinetic bow as well. And it takes primary ammo, so you're going to never be short of arrows to fire. So a decent role is Swashbuckler and Killing Wind. Swashbuckler is where the weapon gains increased damage from melee kills, and kills of the weapon, and also Killing Wind, so where final blows increase mobility, range and handling for a short time. For PvP, you want to look out for Opening Shot and Firmly Planted, and for PvE, Demolitionist and Archer's Tempo would be a decent role. Well, this one is a random world drop, plus you can get it from Banshee 44 and Zur when they are selling the weapon. Well, next up we got one of my favourite scout rifles in the game, so Vision of Confluence, and this one is a legendary energy scout rifle, deals solar damage, and it's got a precision frame, meaning the weapon's recoil pattern is much more predictably vertical. So for PvE, rewind rounds and Firefly would be good. So rewind rounds is the Vault Glass exclusive perk, where when the magazine is empty it refills from reserves based on the number of hits. And then you got Firefly, another returning perk from Destiny 1, where precision kills with the weapon increase the reload speed and cause the targets to explode, dealing solar damage to nearby enemies. And for PvP, Killing Wind full auto would be really good. So Killing Wind is where final blows with the weapon grant increased mobility, range and handling for a short duration, and full auto is great just for the ease of use, so you can hold down the trigger, although recently Bungie did add the full auto mod into the game, so it might be worth looking for something else to go with Killing Wind. So Kill Clip is a very good alternative to full auto. Well, to get this one, you can get it from the Vault Glass raid, and I definitely recommend checking out the Vision of Confluence, especially if Scout Rifle is going to be really, really good in the Witch Queen. Well, next up we got Submachine Gun, so this is Extraordinary Rendition. This is a legendary kinetic submachine gun with an aggressive frame, I mean it's got high damage and high recoil. So this thing has got some great perk combinations. The popular roles out there include Overflow and Frenzy, So Frenzy is really good for being in combat for an extended period of time, increase the damage, the handling and the reload speed of the weapon until you're out of combat. So another really good combination for PvE is Outlaw and Rampage, and then you've got Surplus and Multi-Kill Clip. So Surplus increases handling, reload speed and stability for each fully charged ability, and Multi-Kill Clip is really good for PvP. If you're looking for a PvE role, then I'd recommend Zen Moment and Demolitionist. That's also a really good version of the weapon to look out for. You can get this one from Battlegrounds as a random drop, so definitely get in there before the end of the season to get yourself a really good role. Next up, we got another one of my favourites. This one is Sheora's Wrath. This one is a legendary energy submachine gun with a precision frame, meaning the weapon's recoil pattern is much more predictably vertical. For PvP, Killing Wind and Snapshot Sights will be good, so Killing Wind and Celerity is also a decent role given Celerity's rework earlier on in Beyond Light. And for PvE, Dynamic Sway Reduction and Adrenaline Junkie, and that'd be really good, or Tunnel Vision and Kill Clip. Those are both two very good roles there, but it's worth giving Adrenaline Junkie a shot on this weapon, especially with Dynamic Sway Reduction, given the rework to Adrenaline Junkie. Sheora's Wrath, you can get that one from Trials of Osiris, and it definitely is one of the best submachine guns in the game. Well, next up we got one of my favourite weapons from Destiny 1, and this one is the Hung Jury. So the Hung Jury SR4 is a legendary kinetic scout rifle. It's a precision frame, meaning the weapon's recoil pattern is much more predictably vertical. So for PvE, Rapid Hit and Firefly is a good role to look out for. Also you got Surplus and Explosive Payload, whereas for PvP, Moving Target and Box Breathing would be a really good role. So I'm mainly going to be using this for PvE content, so I was looking for Firefly. I did manage to get hold of Surplus and Firefly. Isn't too bad, but the combo of Rapid Hit and Firefly does sound very tempting, but the odds of getting that role are pretty slim. So if you want to get this one, you can get it from Nightfall Strikes when it's in the weapon rotation. You can check out a guide for the Nightfall weapon rotation on the channel. Well, next up we got the penultimate one, and this one is a fantastic scout rifle, and this one is Servant Leader. So Servant Leader is a legendary kinetic scout rifle. It's got a rapid fire frame, meaning it fires full auto with deeper ammo reserves. For PvE, Rapid Hit and Rampage is a decent role. So Rapid Hit gives you increased stability and reload speed when you get rapid precision hits, and Rampage grants that increased damage on kills, and it stacks up to 3 times. Another good role is Outlaw and Kill Clip. So earlier on in the season when I was playing Vaulted Glass every week, I would take the Servant Leader in there all the time. This is an absolutely fantastic weapon and really good for PvE content. You know, scout rifles do need a little bit of love in the game, and I reckon they're going to get the love they deserve coming in the Witch Queen. So if you're looking to use this one in PvP, Killing Wind and Frenzy would be a decent role. So Killing Wind gives you that increased mobility, range and handling for a short duration after the final blows of the weapon. And then you got Frenzy, so you get increased damage and handling and reload for being in combat. And when you're in PvP, you're basically always in combat, so that works really well with Killing Wind. Well, to get this one, you get it as a random drop from the end of Gambit matches. And finally, we got my number 1 weapon to prepare for the Witch Queen, my number 1 legendary weapon, and this one is a bow, and it's Biting Winds. So Biting Winds is a legendary kinetic combat bow. It's a precision frame. It's a compound bow where the longer draw time is optimized for damage. So for PvP, Killing Wind and Explosive Head would be a decent role, and for PvE, something like Rapid Hit and Swashbuckler would be good. So the most popular role out there is Killing Wind and Explosive Head. So we've spoken about Killing Wind a lot during this guide, and Explosive Head, really good on a bow. We can get this one as a random drop on Europa, also from doing Varix bounties. Well, that is it for my rundown of the best legendary weapons to get, but let me know in the comments what you think of the artifact mods next season, and let me know what else you want to see. Well, that is it for this guide for some of the best legendary weapons to get for the Witch Queen, and as always, thank you so much for watching. For more Destiny 2 content like this, hit that subscribe button down below and subscribe to This Week in Video Games. Or you can follow me on Twitter at TWIVG Podcast. If you enjoyed this video, found it useful, liking and sharing the video would really help me out. Otherwise, check out the other videos on the channel. Well, thanks again, and I'll see you soon.